Hey y'all, Big Red here. Um, like I said in my last video, after this can I'm done. I mean, I've been savoring it as long as I can. Talk about I had a dip in yesterday for like 8 hours. Freaking, I'm just trying to make it last until can't last no more. But like I said in my last video, I'm gonna be doing more videos, as many videos as I can within the time limit I have until this can is gone. So I mean, it is what it is, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna pop this dip in, and then I'll explain what this video is about. So yeah, 1 minute, y'all. Shit, that's all I got right there. It's a sad, sad day. But yeah, okay. So this video is gonna be on something that in my spare time, when I lived in Florida, when I lived in Georgia, I loved to do. Like the greatest thing in the world, well, besides having sex, but I mean, that's pretty great, but extremely dangerous if you know what I mean. There's repercussions for not doing the right thing at the right time. Sorry, I was trying to push it back and I couldn't get it over my canine. But yeah, so my favorite pastime when I lived in Florida, when I lived in Georgia, I've done it once since I've been up here, is to saltwater fish, y'all. Fucking love it. If I got any saltwater fishers on my page, let me know, man. I want to know who else is out here that loves to fish saltwater. Because honestly, that shit is fun. I think I've been saltwater fishing since I don't know, 5 years old. Fucking, there's nothing like it, man. There's no other fishing you can do besides maybe bow fishing that compares to it. I mean, you could freshwater fish. Yeah, you can catch a 5 pound bass, a 10 pound bass, 12 pound bass. But if you've had the luck that I've had, shit, I pulled in 5.5 foot sharks. I've caught red drum. I've caught mackerel, fucking stingrays, puffer fish. Fucking, there was this one time I hooked into a little blue runner is what I called them. I think that's the name of them. I'm not exactly sure. I started calling them blue runners for some reason. And still can't figure out why. But I'd hooked into a little blue runner. He wasn't but like maybe this big. I was bringing him in. We were in about 30 feet of water. He was coming up and he was acting real sporadic. He was doing circles. He really wasn't diving and he wasn't coming up. He was just spinning circles. And I was yanking on him coming up. And then all of a sudden, this motherfucker started darting towards the boat, like coming up. Wasn't like swimming towards under the boat. He was coming up. And I was like, the fuck? So I'm reeling and I'm reeling and I'm reeling and I'm reeling. And when he finally comes up, because we were fishing in some real dark water, finally comes up to where I can see him, he's got a damn, at least a 15 foot, not 15 foot, sorry, let me rephrase that. I don't know. About 5 to 6 foot barracuda chasing him. Fucking monster. Fucking, he's got his mouth open. You can see him like, here's my fish, and here's his barracuda. And I'm reeling, I'm reeling. I'm like, no, no, no. My dumb ass should have been like, ooh, I'm gonna get this big ass motherfucker. But no, I'm reeling and I'm reeling. I'm trying to get him in the boat. I get him right there to the edge of the water, and he goes, oh, fucking bites my fish in half. I pulled him up, and all I had was the fucking head of the fish. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, that's not cool. Like, why? And, I mean, if y'all ain't ever been saltwater fishing, man, I'm telling y'all, y'all gotta do it. Find somebody with a boat, go to a charter. Fucking, you go to them charter places, man, they'll set you up on the spot. Like, they know the spots. You can go out and catch 75 fish in a day. I mean, yeah, I've never been charter boat fishing. My dad has. But, I mean, I've gone out on my uncle's boat and damn near caught 100 fish in a day. That was from sun up to almost sundown. So, I mean, it depends on what you're fishing with. I normally use shrimp. to catch the bait fish, and then I use the bait fish. I'll bring him in, chop him up, put him on a big old hook, and throw him out there. And I mean, like I said, if y'all ain't ever been saltwater fishing, man, do that shit. Because I'm telling you, there's no experience like it. Yeah, you get shitty days. I've had plenty of shitty days where I catch 1 fish, 2 fish, shit. I had a couple of days where I went with no fish. Had a couple nibbles, but I never caught anything. But I mean, if you tell me anywhere you can go, saltwater, I meant freshwater, go out there and catch a 5.5 foot fish. Multiples. I mean, besides like, I don't know, I think Lake Michigan's kind of like brackish water. I think they got like sturgeon up in that bitch. But I mean, besides sturgeon, what can you go and fucking catch that's 5.5 foot and bigger in fresh water besides an alligator? I mean, now if you're bow fishing, you could possibly catch a gar that's close to that. But I mean, that takes some serious skill. I've been bow fishing once, and it's not easy. I mean, fucking, I think I caught, well, shot a carp, shot a catfish. He wasn't but like, shit, maybe this big. And then I caught a gar that was like, I don't know, 2.5, 3 foot long. But I mean, half the time you're fishing, man, you're catching brim that ain't but like half a pound. They ain't worth a damn. You fucking catch them and you release them. The hook hardly even fucking fits in their mouth. But I mean, man, you can go saltwater fishing. You can catch rock bass. You can catch fucking red drum. Fucking I'm having a fucking brain fart right now. I want to say not red stripers. Fuck it, it'll come to me eventually. But red snappers. There you go. You can catch fucking. We hooked into a sea turtle one time. Had to release him. Luckily, we just hooked a shell, and when he came up to the boat, he kind of just like went nose up, and when it did, the hook went pew, shot out the water, so he swam back down. I mean, if y'all don't think fucking saltwater fishing is fun, first time I ever went out in the Gulf of Mexico and went fishing, I literally took fly fishing to a whole new definition. We were fishing. It was the first mile marker we set up at. And if y'all have never been saltwater fishing, I'll give you a word of advice: don't tie off to a mile marker. That is illegal. The last time I checked, I don't know, it's been a couple years. But don't tie off. Anchor close to them, because normally around them mile markers are where the fish like to hang out. And you start catching them little fish, which brings big fish in. It's great. But man, we were out there, and we were tearing up the blue runners, man. We were bringing them in. As soon as you fucking pulled one in the boat, you dropped your line back down, you're pulling another one in. You just, constant arm workout, man. It was crazy. So my uncle, I didn't take definition to a fly fishing to a whole new definition. My uncle did. Well, he was getting in the back, and man, we were tearing him up. Literally, we were in an 18-foot boat, center console. We had fucking blue runners and bait fish running both sides and the back of the boat. We were set on bait fish all day. We were fucking catching shark left and right. We were catching bait fish left and right. Because I mean, if you get a good chunk of bait fish on there and you chunk it out in that channel, man, and let it sink to the bottom, that's where the big boys lay. But man, we got out there and we were pulling in them little bait fish. We had a pelican that kept flying around, man. He kept landing, then he'd take off and he'd fly around. Well, one time my uncle, he put 2 treble hooks through this fish, a whole fish. He was looking for a big one that day. Put 2 fucking trebles on there, and fucking that pelican had landed. I don't know, 50 yards out. He said, "Shoo!" He wasn't even trying to hit the bird. But the bird had heard the line going out, bzzz, and as soon as it hit the water, that bird had already taken off, looped around, came down and picked the fish up, right? So my uncle is fighting this bird. He caught a pelican. The bird was flying in midair, and he was like, "What the fuck? I'm catching a bird!" I was like, I kind of just stopped and took a step back and was like, is this motherfucker really catching a pelican? Like, the fuck is this? And so the bird finally lets it go after like 30 minutes of fighting with the damn thing. It falls in the water. He's like, fuck. So he reels it back in, and the bird lands about another 50 yards out, and he's like, fuck it. So the bird's swimming along. My uncle says, fuck it. He fucking Happy Gilmore's that bitch, and chunks it out there, right? Hooks the bird in the ass. The same bird that just bit the fish and was fly fishing with him. Hooked the bird in the ass, and the bird takes off again, and he's fighting this bitch again. I'm like, your luck is just not with you today. Fucking, you were looking for bigger, you caught fucking big. You caught a damn pelican twice in a row. I mean, who the fuck does that? Who goes out and catches the same bird twice in a row? I mean, I've never seen shit like that before. There was one time, man, and I don't know what I hooked into, and I promise you this, it was not a boat, and it felt like a fucking boat. So we were Crystal River. We were right out of Crystal River, about 15 miles out, and fucking fishing. I was on a pontoon boat with my buddy Eli and his dad and a couple of the kids. Kids were just hanging around playing with the fish we were catching. And I had a big old rod, one of them deep sea fishing reels with like 60-pound line on it. I was looking for a big one. I got my feet propped up on the damn rail, and I'm like, yep, I'm gonna catch me a fish today. Fucking something takes off, and I'm talking about there was no boats. There was boats around us, but none of them were moving, right? So this bitch starts singing. Psst. That's the best sound in the world. When you're deep sea fishing and you hear that line start to sing like that, oh my God, get your heart racing, get your mind thinking. You're like, oh, I'm gonna get this son bitch today. If I could set that line and just hold on. This bitch ran. It didn't give me no slack. It was running and running and running. I'm talking about it took damn near 100 yards of line. And I'm sitting there. I got my buddy. I'm sitting in a swivel chair. He's got his arms wrapped around me, holding me back. And I'm still like almost going out in front of this boat. And this bitch is still singing. I'm like, fucking cutting my thumbs up, my hands up. Because when he took off, I was kind of like, had my thumb on the line. Because I feel for bumps. Like if something bumps it. It took off so bad it sliced me damn near to the bone. And I was spotting him. He took about 100 yards of line. And next thing you know, I heard, pow! And I looked down, and I looked up, and my rod went from like this to straight up like this. I was like, no. I literally wanted to cry. I was like, I just hooked into the biggest thing I have ever in my life hooked into. I was crying on the inside. I wanted to just straight up fall in the water and drown. I was like, no, why me? Fuck fish, man. I didn't even fish for the rest of the day. We had just gotten out there. I threw my pole in the bottom of the boat, and I was like, fuck it, I'm taking a nap on the couch in the back. Sure enough, I did, but 15 minutes later, I was fucking back fishing, because you know fishing. I'm an all-around, I love the fish guy. Nothing like it. But yeah, so if y'all like this video, man, like it, comment on it, share it. I know I said some funny shit during it, but all of it is honestly 100% God's truth. It's true. And I mean, like I said, if y'all ain't ever tried saltwater fishing, I'm telling you, try it. I mean, you will not regret it if you go out with the right person, with the right setup. And one more key word of advice: if you're going out there to catch shark, steel leaders, steel hooks, strong line, and chum. Get chum bags, at least 2 or 3 of them, because they go fast, but they help out a lot. So, I'm Big Red, and I'm out, y'all.